Okay, Lakshmi is there, Rajesh is there. Okay, so we are just going to wait for a few more minutes so that people can join. Those who will be interested, they are going to join. Those who are assuming that it is going to be late, they are not going to be joined. They are not supposed to be joined. Okay. Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Rajesh. Okay. See, the today's session that is going to be very informative session. I can assure you, because I'm going to take important time for this session. This session is going to be very important for the better understanding of Indian Constitution. Clear from my side. Okay. What about other people? Sham is there. Lakshmi is there. So are you people listening my voice and video, everything is clear? Okay. So in previous session, we have talked about the salient features of Indian Constitution. Definitely in this session, we are going to discuss each and every salient features of Indian Constitution. So before proceeding for this session, because this session is going to be a very elaborate session that is going to be, it may take 1 hour, it may take 45 minutes, it may take 1 hour, 30 minutes also. So definitely I'm going to take some time on this constitution, on this part. That is going to be very important. If I go through the salient features of Indian Constitution, sometimes some people say it as silent features of Indian Constitution. A written constitution. The Indian Constitution is going to be a written constitution. It's not an unwritten constitution. It's a written constitution. Means whatever the provisions, whatever the clauses has been given, it is clearly mentioned. That's why it is having the elephantine shape, means it is going to be very bulky. Drawn from various sources. It has taken from the various sources. Indian Constitution, different features they have been taken from the different constitution along this world. A combination of blend of rigidity and flexibility. If I go through the nature of Indian Constitution, it is having the mixture of both. It is also having the rigid in nature, means amendment is not going to be very easy with the Indian Constitution. It is same times it is having the flexibility of amendment. So it is having both things, means amendment, it is not going to be very easy, it is not going to be very tough. It's a blend of rigidity and flexibility. Federal system with unitary bias. If we go through the microscopic analysis of Indian Constitution, it is having federal system with unitary bias. This line is a very important, but this is going to be a concept again, I'm saying. Okay. Everything we are going to discuss in a detail. So just we are going through the salient features first. Parliamentary form of government. If you look through the US government, it is going to be a presidential system of government. Means two things are going to be there. One is head of the government. One is head of the state. So in presidential system, head of the government and head of state, both, that is going to be the president, Donald Trump or either Joe Biden, you can say. But in case of parliamentary system, here one nominal head is going to be there, one real executive is going to be there. President is acting as a nominal head, while as the real power is within the Council of Ministers associated with Prime Minister. So Prime Minister is going to be more powerful in parliamentary form of government. Later we are going to discuss each and every point. Just go through this point. Fundamental rights and duties. Fundamental rights and duties have been mentioned in Indian Constitution. Means it talks about the rights of its citizen. Side by side, it also imparts some responsibility towards the citizen, that is called as duties. It also gives some directives to the state also. Before making any policy, you need to go through this point, so that center could take care of this point. Single integrated and independent judicial system. Why integrated? Because at the top, Supreme Court is there. In middle, High Court is going to be there. Then lower court, that is subordinate courts, are going to be. So it's an integrated approach and independent judicial system. Why? Because of collegium system. Because the appointment of judges of High Court or Supreme Court, that is going to be appointed by the collegium system. Later I'm going to discuss each and everything in detail. Just I'm giving you a brief idea what exactly in this point we are going to discuss. Single citizenship. If I talk about the American, here state is also having the citizenship. You can say overall it is having the citizenship, but in case of India, it is going to be a single citizenship. Universal adult franchise. It means anybody who has attained the age of 18 years is going to be eligible for voting rights. Either it is going to be rich or poor person or any caste or any person is going to be there. It is having the right to vote. That is legal right. Emergency provisions also. That is going to be the features for this Indian Constitution. Again, I'm saying these different features, they have been taken from the different constitutions throughout the world. Okay, that has been adopted. Synthesis of parliamentary sovereignty and judicial supremacy. We are also going to discuss these things. It's a secular state. Why India is going to be a secular state? We are also going to discuss. Earlier it was secular or not, or after 1976 it was going to be secular. Independent bodies like UPSC, Election Commission and CAG is going to be there. 3-tier of government you can see. So these are basically the salient features of Indian Constitution. And these features are what? These are provisions that has been taken from different constitutions throughout the world. Okay. Now coming on the first one. Okay. I'm just checking whether everything is fine. Okay. See, you need to just have patience because this class is going to be a long session. Because in one session, I'm going to cover each and every feature. So stay for this class. Lengthiest written constitution. Why? If I look through the constitution throughout the world, the constitution throughout the world are termed as written constitution or unwritten constitution. Written means each and everything has been mentioned, where it is going to be the fundamental right, where it is going to be the DPSP, where it is going to be everything that is totally written. So the written constitution throughout the world is American Constitution and Indian Constitution. But the key difference is American Constitution is going to be the oldest constitution in the world, while as Indian Constitution is going to be the lengthiest constitution of the world. Why? Just because of its population, just because of the aspirations of people, just because of the geographical factors. Many things are going to be involved. I have just told the elephantine nature of Indian Constitution. What was the reason? I have discussed. So Indian Constitution is going to be the lengthiest written constitution of the world. Oldest constitution, if they're going to ask, if anybody is going to ask, that is American Constitution. Okay. Now, another one is unwritten. Means not every detail they have written. Something has been written, but they have been not in a combined form, in a separate form. They are more based on explanations. Means they are more elaborative, like as British Constitution. So mostly if you go through the British Constitution, that is going to be very thin. In a very less amount of papers will be there. If I talk about in the sense of paper, everything they have based on explanations. They have written a line, it means it is based on some explanation. So that is more explanatory in nature. That is written constitution. Unwritten constitution about UK. A written constitution is framed at a given time and came into force adopted on a fixed date, like an India's constitution. It was framed at a given time. Some time has been taken for Indian Constitution. I think you people are aware, okay, how it was 2 years or some months and some days it has taken, and it has been forced or adopted on a particular date. Okay, so it was enacted on 26th of November 1949, but actually enforced on 26th January 1950. So that is going to be the features of written constitution. Okay, factors that elephantine our constitution. What are the factors? Why our Indian Constitution is going to be so bulky? Because of geographical factors, diversity and vastness, from Jammu, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from North India to South India, from East India to West India. There is going to be a lot of diversity. That is the main reason behind unity inside the India. Different cultures are going to be there. Different language speaking peoples are going to be there. But they are having the same intention. They are by heart Indian. That is the main important thing. Historical factors. Influence of Government of India Act 1935. Government of India Act 1935. If any examination that is going to ask that which act plays an important role in the preparation of Indian Constitution, the correct option will be 1935 Indian Act, because it was a very detailed manner. In previous session I have discussed. Single constitution for both center and state, including Jammu and Kashmir. Before 5th in 2019, you can say 5th August 2019, the constitution of J&K was going to be different. Autonomy was given to be for this Jammu and Kashmir. Special provisions were there. but after 5th of August 2019, that was scrapped, and it has came under the just Indian Constitution. So the single constitution for both state and center. That's why the Constitution of India is going to be very bulky. Dominance of legal luminaries in the Constituent Assembly. See, whatever the things I have written over here, it is based on total research. Okay, I've just taken the time. It's not just I have taken these 4 factors. I've just gone through that. I have gone for better understanding. Now with better understanding, I have came in front of you people so that it could be easy for you people. Dominance of legal luminaries means you can see it's a legal document having very technical language, law language you can say. Common people cannot easily understand. But Hindi version is going to be available. Teachers like me are also involved for your better understanding so that it could be understandable. Drawn from various sources. Next feature is drawn from various sources. See, in Hindi, I always say it's like udhar ka pura, means it has been taken. They have not used their mind. Some people criticize on this fact that they have not used their brains, so they have just copied and pasted. But it's not the actual scenario. If anybody is going to copy paste it, also use some brains. It's their insight, you can say. Whatever the constitution, whatever our constitution makers were there, we need to respect them because it's their insight that whatever they have seen at that time, that is going to be relevant today also. In 2023 also, it is going to be relevant. They have made in 1946, 1950s, but they have thought about the fundamental right. They have thought about the different features. They have thought about the amendment procedure. These all things are going to be relevant today. So you can imagine the insight of that lawmakers at that time. They were far much ahead from their time. You cannot imagine these things. The structural part of Indian Constitution is derived from the Government of India Act 1935, main component. But Government of India Act 1935, that is going to be the major act from which it has been taken. So federal scheme, what is going to be the federal scheme? Federal scheme is totally based on separation of power. It means there will be a list like 7th schedule in Indian Constitution that mention about central list, state list, concurrent list, means different subjects of the country have been divided. On particular subject, they have the right, like as police. Police is going to be a state subject. So state is having the total right to make law on policing. Okay. So federal system means there is going to be the separation of powers. Center is having some powers. How powers? Just because of this list also. State is having some powers. Center and both having some powers. On both, some topics are going to be common in which both, like as education, both can make the laws. Office of Governor. Governor. So governor is basically the post of governor itself has been drawn from the Government of India Act 1935. That's why we can say in Indian Constitution development, different act passed by the British Parliament is going to play important role. Okay, so I think now it is going to be very clear. Yes, I can assure you, if you are going to give the time, definitely your understanding is going to be better after this session. After 1 hour session, your understanding is going. Understanding for this Indian Constitution is going to be very high. Office of Governor, like you can see Governor of Bengal, Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, Governor of Telangana, Governor of this state. Why? This governor appointment is totally based on discretion of center. Center is using its power. Union government is power. So you can say governor is basically acting as a representative in that state. Like as in case of Bengal, Mamta Didi is there. Government is going to be of different. But here in Union, BJP government is going to be there. But there, see, the post of governor is not going to be a political. When you go through the appointment of governor, it should not be from any party. It should not be affected from any views. Like this type of terms they have given. But actual scenario is that Union government is going to appoint. So basically, the governor is going to act as a representative of center in that state. Either it is of same government or different government. And sometimes you see a conflict between that elected government and governor, like as in case of Delhi. Lieutenant General, you can say LG. LG means Delhi government. The fight between Kejriwal government and LG. It is going to be totally visible. And second medium of representation of all India union government in state or district, that is all India services. If any IAS, IPS or Indian Forest Services officer is going to be appointed in your district, definitely that is also going to be the representative of center. Means center is monitoring each and every, your Nizamabad district or your Karimnagar district or any Hyderabad or any district, whatever the things is going to be there. Definitely each and every administration is going to be directly controlled under this union government also, because IAS or IPS or any, that SP, that IAS, that collector is going to be the representative. Judiciary, the important component of judiciary has been taken from 1935, you can say, main thing. Emergency provisions, financial emergency, national emergency, presidential rule, you can heard about that. So these are different emergencies under different act. So whatever the emergency provisions have been taken, that have been taken from 1935 Act. Okay. Later we are going to discuss everything. From British Constitution, writs we have taken and bicameralism. Writs means what? Suppose I'm having some fundamental rights that has been given by the Indian Constitution, and Supreme Court and High Court is going to act as a guarantor of that act. If anybody is going to violate my fundamental right, definitely I need to knock the door of Supreme Court and High Court, not subordinate court. So they are going to take the cognizance, you can say, Supreme Court and High Court, and they are going to issue some orders. That orders are called as writs petition. Sometime you heard writ petition has been there, and Supreme Court or High Court has issued habeas corpus for the release of that person, to represent that person in front of court within 24 hours. That is the order. So writs are basically the order issued by the Supreme Court and High Court, okay, when anybody is just going for that. Bicameralism means both houses, the concept of two houses, like in case of state also, in case of center also. Lok Sabha is there, Rajya Sabha is there. Rajya Sabha is basically the representative of states. State representatives are going to be the MP of Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, specific area representatives are going to be there from throughout the India. So if anybody is going to ask who is going to be acting as a representative of a state, its answer is Rajya Sabha, not Lok Sabha. Okay, representative of a state, that is Rajya Sabha. Okay. Canadian Constitution, federation with strong center. You can see, definitely central government has just decentralized there, because they have given some power to state, they have given some power to local bodies. Means power is not going to be concentrated within center, but the ultimate decision is going to be of center. So that is called as federation with strong center. That concept we have taken from the Canadian Constitution. Okay. Australian Constitution, you can see from different world constitution we have taken some important features. It shows the insight of our lawmakers, because they have just gone through, they have gone in a very detailed manner, and they have just gone for the trial, whether, because the situation and aspiration of Canadian people are going to be different, the situation and aspiration of Australian people are going to be different. How the things that is going to be implemented in Indian society, there the society is going to be different, but their insight, they have gone for test and trial, but whatever the features we are going to take, is it going to be relevant for Indian society? If it is going to be yes, then definitely they have adapted, and I can assure you these are working very well with the Indian Constitution. So it is going to be the insight. It's not like Udhar ka Bora that they have copy and pasted each and everything from different things. No, it's their insight, you can say. Okay, it's not just only a copy paste, it's their insight also. Okay, so concurrent list in Schedule 7 of Indian Constitution, state list, union list, concurrent list. The concept of concurrent list means it is having different matters, means state and center both is, whatever the things that is going to be important, please just make the notes. Concurrent list means the list in which the center and state both is having to make the power, that is called as concurrent list. And the concept of concurrent list have been taken from the Australian Constitution. Okay, it means these are very developed countries. Joint sitting of Parliament, Article 108. So joint sitting of Parliament, sometimes suppose a new session is going to be announced, So before sitting of new session, one presidential, you can say that is going to be sitting from the president is going to be there. That is called as joint sitting. If any issue that is going to be, see, for passing any law, you need to pass from the Lok Sabha as well as you need to Rajya Sabha as well as. But there are sometimes that is going to be a collision, you can say. It has been passed from Lok Sabha, but it is not able to pass within the Rajya Sabha because there is a conflict. To avoid this conflict, to have a solution for this conflict, we can also go for this joint sitting also. So that is going to be mentioned by the, joint sitting is chaired by the Lok Sabha Speaker, okay, announced by the President, but Lok Sabha Speaker is going to be the chairman, sitting chairman. Here the priorities, it means Lok Sabha is going to be more powerful in case of joint sitting. It has been mentioned in Article 108 of Indian Constitution. You need to understand. Weimar Constitution of Germany, suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. You can see. In case of Indira Gandhi government in 1975, when 1975 national emergency was going to be there. National emergency. At that time, because everybody was having the fundamental right, but their rights have been just gone through that. Their rights have been absolutely violated. They have just pushed up in the jails. So suspension of fundamental rights during emergency, you can see in 1975 also. Okay. That was the concept associated with Weimar Constitution of Germany. USSR, fundamental rights, fundamental duties. See, fundamental rights are the concept taken from American Constitution. Fundamental duties concept have been taken from USSR. Idea of justice, social, economic and political justice, that has been taken from the USSR. Okay. USSR was just before 1991. After 1991, it was disintegrated. And right now, the main representation is Russia. Ukraine was also the part of USSR. That's why Ukraine is going to be very developed. French, the word republic, Republic of India. Republic means what? The head. I have told you, head of government, head of state. Two things are going to be there. When head of state is going to be elected, either it is directly elected, either it is going to be indirectly elected. That is called as republic. So head of state, the first citizen, that is president, is going to be indirectly elected. So that's why India is a republic. Okay, Czech Republic, India Republic. Okay. Ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity. French Revolution, 1789. French Revolution was there. These ideas came out from that. Concept of left and right, that has been evolved from French Revolution. This party is leftist, this party is right-wing party. How this concept has been came? French Revolution, 1789. Ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity in the preamble has been taken from the French Constitution. South African Constitution, here the Indian Constitution can be amended by Parliament. But side by side, if Parliament is going to change the basic structure of Indian Constitution or going to make any law that is going to violate the fundamental right of a citizen, Supreme Court or High Court, or you can say judiciary, has the full right of judicial review and they can declare it as a null and void. Okay. So both are powerful. Different parliament, executive, judiciary, different parts of government are going to be there. Judiciary is also having powers. They are having some different areas so that conflict can be avoided. But in case you can say, the concept of collegium and NJAC. For better understanding of these things, you need to understand these things. Before 2015, it was collegium system, means senior judges and Chief Justice of India was involved for the selecting committee for the selection of, you can say for the appointment of judges in High Court and Supreme Court. Collegium system was there, means senior people, senior judges are going to be there. There is no involvement of government in collegium system. Have you understand? That's why it is called independence of judiciary, because in the appointment of judges itself, government is not involved through this collegium system. That's why we say independence of judiciary. Are you getting these things? Okay, thank you. Rajesh ji, thank you. ठीक है? If you people are going to get, definitely that is going to be worthy session. I have already assured if I'm going to take some time, so definitely I'm going to clear your each and every concept, because I have just gone for the hard work also for understanding this topic. It is not going to be very easy, but for your better understanding, I've just gone for 4 to 5 years of rigorous study. Then after that, I have just prepared this session. So here you can see collegium system and NJC, National Judicial Appointment Commission. It means this commission is related to central government. It means central government is also going to be the part. If central government is going to be the part in the recruitment of judges of Supreme Court or High Court, where is going to be the independence of judiciary? Suppose like that is going to be the government of BJP. So BJP may intervene, or any government or Congress or any government that is going to be in power, it is going to intervene with the decision of judiciary. So that's why NJAC was not approved. In 2015, government has tried to come up with this NJAC. NJAC means National Judicial Appointment Commission, so that the representative of government could be involved in the appointment of judiciary. And you can imagine, if any government is going to be involved, suppose that is ruling government, it can affect the decision of judiciary. It can affect the impartiality of judiciary. That's why NJC was declared as unconstitutional by Supreme Court, as that said that it is violating the basic structure of Indian Constitution. And the basic structure of Indian Constitution is what? That is in the power of Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the only that is going to decide the basic structure of Constitution. That was decided by the Keswan and Bharti case. Later I'm going to discuss Keswan and Bharti case of 1973. Means Parliament has the right to amend the Indian Constitution, but accept basic structure. Before 1973, every part of Constitution can be changed by central government. But after 1973, you can see a lot of judges, 11 or 13 judges, you can say they have just given the decision. Majority of judges given the decision that central government can change, can amend the Constitution except basic structure. It means what is going to be the basic structure? That is going to be decided by Supreme Court. That's why here the power is in the Supreme Court also. But current situation is collegium system. So NJAC was in 2015, it was gone null and void, unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. No, you cannot interfere in the judiciary. But there was some problem with union government. So right now the system of collegium is going on. But continuously central government or state government or ruling party is having some critical role. Ruling party is saying that no, judiciary is not going to be, judiciary is going some partiality, because CJAC is going to select the matter which I need to discuss. They are going to intervene in that. Means they are going to claim, ruling party is claiming that it is not going to be impartial. But the opposition is saying no, collegium system is good. Okay. So ruling party is opposing this collegium system and going for this NJAC, while as opposition is supporting this collegium system. Okay, that is the constitution. Just 1 day before, I can say Kiran Rijiju, because the Supreme Court has asked, is there any amendment, is there any change is required for this collegium system? They have asked for the suggestion, and Kiran Rijiju has said that there should be a government representative in the selection of judges. I don't know exactly what is going to happen, but government is trying to intervene in the judiciary. That is the totally case with this collegium system and NJC. That I think that is understandable. So procedure for amendment of a constitution has been taken from South African constitution. Okay, South African means government, central government, not a state government. Central government is having to amend the part of any part of the Indian constitution except basic structure. Under what? Article 368 by different majority. Simple majority, special majority, you can say. These are different terms. Law related to the Article 21, procedure established by the law, that is Indian Constitution. If anybody is going to be hanged till the death, it is as per the procedure established by the law. that has been mentioned by the Japanese constitution. So you can see Japanese constitution, South African constitution, French constitution, Australian, Canadian, Weimar, and USSR. Different features have been different features. These are the features for Indian constitution that have been taken from the different constitution abroad. So I think that is more clear. Till now it is clear. Okay. So I think till now it is going to be very clear. I've already told you this session is going to be lengthy session because I'm going to clear each and every doubt. There is not any intention to gain any views or just clear your mind that I'm having a lot of explanation of different videos. No. Next feature is combination of rigidity and flexibility on the basis of amending procedure. This rigidity and flexibility is based on amendment procedure. If anything is easily amendable, that is flexible. If anything that is not going to be easily amendable, it is rigid. So US Constitution, Switzerland and Australian Constitution, it is going to be rigid nature. Easily you cannot amend the Constitution of USA. You can easily understand till now 104 or 105 amendment has been done in Indian Constitution. If you just go for the US Constitution, very less amount of amendment they have done. They are going to be very rigid. Flexible, British Constitution, anytime they can just go for the changing, as its amendment procedure is going to be easy and simple. But in case of Indian, it is the blend of both. Amendment is not going to be very easy. It is sometimes easy, but it's not going to be always easy. India, based on 3 category of majority. Okay, so I think this concept is clear. Now moving ahead on next, federal system with unitary bias. This is again a feature with Indian Constitution. Federal system. Why federal system? Because center has distributed its power. Center is having some power, state is having some power, and local government is also having power. Whatever the local issues, local revenue generation, everything is totally with the local government. That process is called decentralization. Centralization. In Hindi, it is said as Vikendrikaran, means distribution of power. Center is distributing its power to state and its power to local government. Center is not distributing. It has been written in Indian Constitution. You need to share the power. You cannot concentrate the power. Okay. So federation concept has been adopted from US Constitution. US is also federation, but India is a union of states. It's not a federation. That is the basic difference. US is a federation. India is not a federation. It is not mentioned in the Indian Constitution. India is a union of states. You can say in Indian Constitution it is written, India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. Article 1, it has been totally written. So what is the difference between union of states that is related to Indian Constitution and federation? Federation means some 50. You can say if you go through the map of USA, different states are going to be there. They have just made a legal term that we are with the US. That's why its name is United States of America. United States of America means they have some legal binding. But here in case of union of state, none of the mentioned any state is not having the right to separate from the union. West Bengal cannot be separated. Telangana cannot be separated. UP or Delhi or any state cannot be separated. Unseparable. There is not agreement, but it is unseparable. That's why Union of India, Union of States. And unitary form of government from Britain, UK. So you need to understand what is going to be the federation, what is going to be the unitary. Okay. So some features you can understand it with the help of some features, like as how you can say India is acting like a federation because it is having some features of federation. So you need to understand the features of federation. Federation means that is based on separation of power. How two government, here you can see clearly, you can see the separation of power between union or central state. That's why India is a federation, not federation. It's a union of state, but it is having symptoms of federation. You can see because in federation separation of power is going to be there. So India is distributing its power. So that's why you can see some symptoms of this, some features of federation. It means Indian Constitution is not, India is not having a federation. It's a union of state, but it is having some features of federation. Division of power, union list, state list, concurrent list. Powers is going to be distributed. That is the feature associated with federation. Written constitution, that is also a distribution features of federation. Supremacy and independence of Indian judiciary, it is also bicameralism. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, power has been distributed. Decision capability have been distributed. So these are the features associated with federation. That's why India is called as federal system with unitary vice. But actually it's a union of a state. How we are saying it as a unitary vice, we need to understand, means it is having some unitary feature also. The concept of federation has been taken from US, but concept of unitary form of government has taken from Britain and UK, because those people have ruled on us. So why we are saying this statement, federal system with union bias? Federal, because it is having some features of federation. Why unitary bias? We need to understand. Unitary means some non-federal feature also you can observe in Indian constitution. How? Strong center. Either they have given the power to make law on state, on local bodies, but ultimate decision is going to be the central government. So that's why strong center. So strong center is the feature of unitary or non-federal features. Single constitution. In America, for different states, it is having different constitution. But in case of India, it is having single. It means with the help of single constitution, India is going to rule. It's a unitary. It's a non-federal feature. Single citizenship. You are the citizen from Telangana or UP or Bihar or any state. You are having single citizen. And I would like to make sure that if you are Indian citizen, but if you have taken any other country citizenship and you are not residing in India, your citizenship of India will be automatically cancelled. But some people are doing some cleverness. What? Sometimes they are residing in US also, sometimes they are residing in India also. So they are saving the tax from there also, they are saving the tax from here also. Like these people are doing, but it is not practically possible. Integrated judiciary. Why integrated judiciary? Because in the above, Supreme Court is going to be there. In the middle, High Court is going to be there. In the bottom, you can say subordinate courts are going to be there, or lower court is going to be there. So it's an integrated judiciary. The ultimate decision will be of Supreme Court. It is the highest court of appeal. After that, you cannot appeal anywhere. They can just go for review of their decision. Above Supreme Court, you cannot go anywhere. That is going to be the highest. Appointment of state governor by central government. Here, state government is acting as a representative. Why? Because here center is dominance. All India services, like us, IS, IPS, Indian Foreign Services. Indian Foreign Services is different. That is that is ambassadors from different countries. Indian ambassador in different countries. That is Indian Foreign Services. That is a central service, not all India services. Indian Forest Services, Indian Police Services, Indian Administrative Services. These three are all India services. Whatever the collector or DM inside or SP inside your district, that is going to be the representative of center. It's not a representative of state. It's a representative of central government. So here center is also directly involved in your district. Whatever the things required from your district, how much budget is going to be allocated, every basic information they're going to take from the district level to central level. How? So that it could be easy for making any policy in Delhi. So emergency provisions, that had been power of central government. Okay, that is associated with this. Anytime they can go for presidential rule, then anytime they can go for national emergency, financial emergency. This is the power that is absolutely associated with the central government. So that's why you can say here unitary system is there. So ultimately what you can say? You can say this is the correct statement. Indian constitution is federal in form but unitary in spirit. Its spirit is going to be unitary. Where the things will be there, it will be united. Ultimately the power will be from union government. So it looks like that it is going to be in federal, but it is unitary in spirit. That is the actual statement. If you'll be preparing for UPSC for mains, definitely this statement is going to be the correct option, correct answer for your things. Okay. So you can say it's a quasi-federal because of center is strong. Sometimes it is called as quasi-federal. It is not absolutely federal because it seemed to be federal, but it is not actually federal. It is unitary in spirit also. That's why it is called as quasi-federal. Okay. So Indian Constitution does not use the term federal state. Apart from this, it says India is a union of state. So actually it's not a federal. It is having some symptoms, some features of federation, but actually it is not a federal state. It's a union of state. And union of state means none of the state can be separated from India. That is called as union of state. But in case of US Federation, any state can separate at any time because they have made with the legal agreement. If center is going to break down the legal agreement, state can be separated. Means USA can be disintegrated easily, but India cannot be disintegrated easily. It could not be bleeded easily because it's a union of states. It's not about legal term. They have not made in a legal way. Okay. Now this statement is going to be parliamentary form of government. In India, it's a parliamentary democracy. India is having democracy, not like as a Islamic countries or you can say Pakistan or any other countries. Okay. These countries are having some democracy, but not the actual democracy. They're trying to be a democratic country, but it's not going to be democratic. China tried to be a communist country, but you can see it's a capitalistic country. They always say that we are communist, but actually they are doing everything in a capitalistic way. So this parliamentary system, one system is parliamentary system, second system is presidential system. Parliamentary system and presidential system. For better understanding, we can take the US or USA, India. What is going to be the basic difference? In parliamentary system, two things are going to be there. Head of state and head of government. Head of government is what? Council of Minister headed by Prime Minister. So Council of Minister headed by PM. That is going to take the ultimate decision. But here, whatever the decision has been made, that is going to be signed by the head of state, that is president. So president is basically a nominal head, but real execution of power is in the hand of head of government, that is prime minister. So in case of parliamentary government, the real power is within prime minister. That's why it is known as prime ministerial government. That's why it is known as cabinet government. Like you have heard that cabinet has taken this decision on defense with the China border, with the India-Pakistan border. Responsible government, Westminster model. Why? Because Westminster is a place inside the central London, you can say, where the British Parliament is located. That's why, because it is based on British Parliament, that why it is known as Westminster model of government also. So sometimes they are also going to ask, Westminster model of government, responsible government, cabinet government, or prime minister government. Why? Because prime minister is having the actual power. But here in case of head of state and head of government in presidential system, both is going to be by the same person, that is president. Donald Trump is, or Joe Biden is having the head of state also, head of government also. Both powers lies in the president. Okay, so president is going to be more power. Okay, is it okay? Till now, is it okay? Any confusion? You can ask in the chat box. I'm just waiting for one more minute because continuously I am speaking. But till now, if any point of confusion is there, you can ask. I'm just going to discuss each and everything with a very detailed explanation. This session definitely it is going to be available for later also. Okay. Till now, everything okay. Okay, Rajesh, ठीक है. चलिए. So India is a parliamentary form of democracy rather than American presidential system of government. I think there is some clarity about parliamentary system and presidential system. Now in the exact situation, what exactly parliamentary system means? You need to have better understanding. Why parliament system? Because head of state, that is nominal, is a ceremonial position. Sometimes president is called as the rubber stamp. Any decision taken by the prime minister, any decision taken by the cabinet, that is going to be just stick down, just gone through the signature by the president. It is not having that much power. It is called as ceremonial position. So president is having ceremonial position or nominal position. It is not having the actual power. Actual power lies within the council of ministers headed by the prime minister. That's why it is called as parliamentary system. In parliamentary system, below mentioned feature you can observe. What exactly you can observe? There is a close relationship between legislature and executive. Three parts of government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislature make the law, executive execute the law made by legislature, judiciary explain the law if any conflict is going to be there. Okay. So here, close relationship between legislature and executive, with both are responsible for each and everywhere. Wait. I'm just going for a charger because I think laptop is going to be discharging. Just wait for a few more minutes. I need to pin the charger, otherwise it will be closed. Live session will be blocked. So I want an uninterrupted session. That's why I need to plug the charger. I think now it's fine. Okay, I think it's fine now. Okay, Vijay Lakshmi is saying clear, sir. Okay. See, a cabinet selected among the members of legislature. So cabinet is responsible to the legislature, and cabinet hold office as long they enjoy the confidence of the other. You have heard about the confidence motion. See, prime minister is selected among the members of that particular majority, that the party that is having majority, like as BJP. The majority was having with the BJP, and the whole consensus of BJP leader says that PM Modi will be the leader. PM Modi will be the next prime minister. So if any, I would like to clear, if any minister of BJP union government, it is going to go for resignation, whole government is not going to be collapsed. It is not going to be disintegrated, because only one or two minister have given the resignation. But if prime minister has given the resignation, whole ministry will be collapsed. Whole government will be collapsed. This is going to be one reason. Second reason is because they need to prove at different time that they are having majority, because it's the majority rule. The party who is having the majority in the parliament will be going to be the ruling party. So at different time, when opposition seems that the public is losing the confidence, that this particular ruling party is losing the confidence, they will appeal for the no confidence motion. If in no confidence motion they have not proven the majority, definitely that government is going to be collapsed. Okay. So here you can say the cabinet is going to be responsible to legislature, but it holds office when it enjoys the confidence of legislature. If in no confidence motion they have not able to prove the majority, the government is going to be collapsed. So make sure that if any minister is going to give the resignation, no effect on government will be there. But if prime minister is going to give the resignation, whole you can say cabinet will be disturbed. That is, dissolution of Lok Sabha will be there even, you can say. So majority party rule, like as in case of BJP, in the trend you can say BJP was the ruling party, majority party. That's why. Dissolution of Lok Sabha also. Okay. It could be suggested by the prime minister. If prime minister seems that different ministers are going to take the resignation, giving the resignation, I need also to give the resignation. If prime minister is going to giving the resignation, it means it is going to be dangerous. The whole government is going to be collapsed. Okay. But if any minister is going resignation, that is not going to be affect. Like as in case of COVID era, Dr. Harshvardhan was going to be the health minister. He has given the resignation, but BJP government was ruling. But if at the time PM was giving the resignation, whole government will be collapsed. Okay. Now going ahead, next point. What conclusion? So we can say parliamentary system is based on principle of cooperation, coordination between the legislature and executive. This is the conclusion we have drawn. While presidential system is based on the doctrine of separation of power between two organs. Okay, so presidential system is based on doctrine of separation of powers between two. But here they're working in, because in India, government, organ of government is what? Legislature, executive, judiciary. But here they both are working in a coordination. That's why it's a parliamentary system, you can say. You can also, wait. However, here it is going to be very important. However, Indian parliamentary system is based on British system, but some key differences are also there. Like Indian parliament is not sovereign body as British government. Indian parliament cannot take any decision. It's not sovereign. Judiciary is going to be there, but British parliament can take any decision. We have taken this parliamentary system from Britain, but the parliamentary system of Britain and India, there is having some small differences. Some differences also going to be there, because Indian parliament is not going to be a sovereign body. Any decision they cannot take. They need to discuss with the opposition. They need to take the consensus between their party also. They can call for the whip also. But British government is more sovereign. They can take any decision. Indian state, second difference is between, means parliamentary system has been taken from Britain. But the Britain parliamentary system and Indian parliamentary system, two major differences you can observe. Indian state has elected head, that is India is republic, that is having president, while as the British state has hereditary head, monarch is there going to be there. Recently, just 1 or 2 months ago, Queen Elizabeth was dead. And who was going to be the next hereditary leader? That is going to be the Prince Charles. So in UK, hereditary position is going on. Monarch is going on. Real power is within the PM, but monarch is going on. So right now, after the death of Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles will be there. Okay. Right now, just 1 or 2 days ago, he has just given a statement on Afghanistan that I have killed this much Afghani people. So I don't think that these people are having sufficient type of brain. I don't know exactly what they are going to give the statement, this type of statement. They're having some, that's ceremonial position. So Indian head is elected, while as in Britain it is monarch, it's not elected. Synthesis of parliamentary sovereignty and judicial supremacy, that is going to be an important feature. See, I'm discussing the things up to a best level. These type of discussion are involved in UPSC or any state civil services examination. But because I'm dealing with the two perspective, as a citizen, also as a competition examiner, so I'm going for the best. Definitely from different position, they can ask any questions. So if your concept is going to be clear, any concept they're going to ask in any examination, you will be able to understand. So I am going with that intention that things could be very clear. Things should be of standard. In examination, if you are going to give, if Indian Constitution questions will be there, definitely you need to be in a position to handle the questions. So डिजोल्यूशन मतलब क्या है? डिजोल्यूशन का मतलब होता है, राजेश इज सेइंग, डिजोल्यूशन का मतलब क्या है? डिजोल्यूशन मींस इट विल बी डिसइंटीग्रेटेड. Suppose many ministers have given the resignation, and opposition is asking that Prime Minister should give resignation on this topic, and Prime Minister has given the resignation before the President. So definitely that government is going to be collapsed, because Prime Minister, the head of that particular, has given the resignation. So government is going to be collapsed, and government is going to suggest that President that we need to dissolve this Lok Sabha, because the PM is the main leader of that Lok Sabha. But every time it is not possible. Manmohan Singh was the leader of Rajya Sabha also. So a member of Rajya Sabha can also be the PM. So dissolution means disintegration of that government. Okay, now very important. Parliamentary sovereignty, that concept has been taken from the UK, Britain, and judicial supremacy has been taken from the USA. This both concept you need to understand first. Here you need to understand, one is parliament one is judiciary, one is executive. Three parts of government are going to be there, but they are having different areas. But sometimes you just go through that, they are having some point of collision. If any parliament have the right to amend any part of constitution except basic structure of constitution, that is the provision now after 1973. Before 1973 it was not like that. But at the same time, judiciary, Supreme Court or High Court have the same power that if any law made by the parliament is unconstitutional or it is violating the human fundamental rights of a citizen, it is going to declare as a null and void. Means both are having the power. It is having the power to amend any part of constitution except basic structure. Here, if basic structure you cannot change, it means judiciary is going to be the supreme. Here, if any act you are preparing, if any law you are preparing, but it is not as constitutional, it is not in the range of constitution, it is not as per the constitution, it is violating the fundamental rights, judiciary is going to declare it as a null and void, unconstitutional. Like as NJAC, National Judicial Appointment Commission, NJC was declared null and void. So here judicial supremacy. Which power they are using? This judiciary is using judicial review power. Means it is having the power that it can go for review of any decision or any act made by the parliament. Okay, so judiciary is going to be more powerful over here. So here you can see judicial supremacy, you can see. So I have written the same thing. Because Supreme Court on the one hand can declare law made by the parliament unconstitutional through power of judicial review. On the other hand, parliament can amend the major portion of Indian constitution via Article 368. Article 368 can be used for the amendment of Indian constitution, except basic structure. And basic structure were defined by the Case 1 and Bharti versus State of Kerala case in 1973. The Mathadhis, the Math was there with the Case 1 and there was some land issue. Okay, that case, you can go for that. That is going to be the biggest case inside the history of Indian judiciary. You can say one of the biggest, not biggest, one of the biggest case. Case 1 and Bharti versus the State of Kerala. That is 1973 case. What it defines? It defines the basic structure of constitution. Like as fundamental. You cannot remove any fundamental right. That is the part of basic structure. How you can remove? I think this point is clear. Now, single, integrated and independence of judiciary. I think mostly people have gone, but some people are retaining. If they are retaining, it means they are learning in the late night also. Their knowledge is going to be enhanced. Before going to sleep, your knowledge will be on high level. You will feel confidence that today I have gained a lot of things. Okay? Single, integrated judiciary. Why? Here, Supreme Court, High Court, Lower Court or Supreme Court. Here decision has been made to High Court and Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the highest court of appeal. You cannot go beyond that Supreme Court. Okay, so that's why it is called a single integrated judiciary. It's an integrated system. It's an intact system. Okay, Supreme Court is a federal court, highest court of appeal. Means if anybody has been convicted for hanging, death, or you can say for Phansi, so definitely guarantor of fundamental right is this Supreme Court. Guardian of the Indian Constitution. Okay, you can say here Supreme Court is a federal court, highest court of appeal. Supreme Court is also called as guarantor of fundamental right. If any government or any person is violating the rights, they can issue the writs. They can issue the order in the form of writ. So they are the guarantor of fundamental right. So they can ask the questions, who's going to be the guarantor of fundamental rights? Supreme Court. Who's going to be the guardian of Indian Constitution? You cannot make any amendment from your perspective. No. Parliament, that judiciary is active. One term is judicial overactivism. You can say judicial overreach. Sometimes judiciary is going to intervene more. Apart from their area, they are also going to intervene in parliament system, that pollution is going to be there, government should be active. It means you are interfering in the decision of government. Sometimes it is judicial overreach or judicial overactivism, you can say. There's a lot of very fine difference between judicial overactivism and overreach. That is not going to be very important. That is of high level thinking, okay? That is not going to be very important as per your examination. That's why I'm not going in a very detailed manner. But yes, I'm going in a detailed manner that it should be very clear. Okay, fundamental rights versus fundamental duties. You can also see the fundamental rights and fundamental duties. Remember, I have told you a term, justiciable versus non-justiciable. Versus non-justiciable. What this means? In Hindi, it is न्यायोचित and गैर न्यायोचित. Justiciable means if anyone is violating your right, you can approach to the court. That is justiciable. And if you cannot enforce by the judiciary, that is called as, means you cannot approach to the court on violation, that is non-justiciable. Simple it means. So DPSP and fundamental duties are non-justiciable. You cannot enforce by the judiciary. But fundamental rights are justiciable. If anybody in any government or any single individual is violating your law, you can go for the court. So in a democracy, all citizens need equal right, and the Constitution of India guarantees those rights in the form of fundamental rights. So where it has been mentioned? It has been mentioned in the part 3 of Indian Constitution. Okay, having 6 fundamental. Earlier it was 7, but right now in present scenario, it is going to be 5 fundamental rights. It is going to be 5 fundamental rights. Right to property has been eliminated from fundamental right, and it has given as a legal right under Article 300A. Okay. Now right to property is a legal right, not fundamental right. Earlier it was fundamental right to all the citizens. Fundamental rights are justiciable because if anyone is violating, either it is individual or any government, you can approach to the judiciary. That is, fundamental rights are justiciable and protected by the judiciary. On violation, one can approach court for implementation, and court issue a various writ in the form of habeas corpus, mandamus. These are various orders: prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto for the restoration of rights. That is called as fundamental rights. So are you people interested for some more issues, some more discussion? Rajya Sabha is a permanent. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Okay, it could not be dissolved. Its member can be re-elected after a certain period of time. Okay, 1/3 member are re-elected by this particular time. You've heard about this statement. It's a permanent. It's 10:43. Would you like to go for that? Because I am a mood to discuss, but a lot of things are going to be there. Fundamental duties are going to be there. Fundamental rights, DPSPs, universal emergency provisions. These things are going to be there. So I think it needs much more discussion. So we need to stop this class, I think. Okay, because it is going to take at least 1 hour. Vijay Lakshmi is saying continue tomorrow, sir. Okay. Yes, I'm ready. Rajesh is saying yes, I'm ready. Okay. So I think I need to continue by tomorrow, because if I'm going to continue in this session, I would be in hurry. And if I would be in hurry, definitely you are not going to understand the things. Okay. So I was assuming that I would be able to finish in this time only, but it is going to take more time. And I am the person that is not going to compromise with the quality of lecture. So it's a request. I'm really sorry. I'm going to continue it with the tomorrow. Okay. Rajesh is saying continue. Rajesh, I'm really sorry because it's late night. You need to also go for sleep also. My family is also going to be there. So definitely I need to stop the lecture. Definitely I'm going to come with this remaining topic on this tomorrow session. Okay. Okay. See, the main reason why family is also going to be the reason, but I think covering this matter, if I'm going to cover in a very hurry, it will be injustice for you people. It is definitely, it is going to take 1 hour lecture, and I don't think there should be a compromisation in lecture, because you are just discussing the things one time. Again, you are not going to discuss Indian Constitution. This is going to be, I think, first and last. It is going to be there from your side. So if I'm going to discuss, it should be in the best manner. So I'm really sorry. I'm just discontinuing this class. Remaining things we are going to discuss in upcoming session, okay, because it's late night also. So thank you so much for your patience, and I would say I'm really sorry again because it's late night. So I would say just take care of yourself. If any doubt is there, you can just put down in the comment box. Okay. Remaining things we are going to cover in a coming session. Do not worry. Syllabus will be completed on time and with the best quality. Trust me. From my side, I will providing you the best things. Okay. So thank you so much and good night.